All right, folks, we're recording. So I'm able to activate the camera from the cell phone, and so we're going to be doing a great video. This should be fun. We are going to actually, you know what, let's put it here so I don't accidentally stop recording. Today we're going to be talking about 5 extremely stupid things that atheists believe in. 5 extremely stupid things that atheists believe in, and we're going to clean the visor here, the little plastic shield of the helmet. And here's what we're going to be talking about, folks. Number 1, how atheists say if I don't see it, it doesn't exist. We're going to be talking about that. Number 2, you know how they always say the Bible is written by man? We're going to be talking about that. Number 3, they say, well, God killed more people than Satan. You ever hear that? Isn't that funny how they say that? Where they actually admit God exists. And then when I ask them what proof and evidence do they have that atheism is accurate or correct, wait till I tell you the stupid response they say to that. And number 5, they say there is no such thing as objective morality. Everything is subjective. Now, we are taking the motorcycle Kawasaki Z1000, which is a product of intelligent design. And do you know that this motorcycle, if you say the motorcycle is a product of intelligent design, you must absolutely admit that your human body is also the product of intelligent design. Because imagine how complex this motorcycle is. The human body is far more complex than this motorcycle. With the respiratory system, our brain, the eyes, your inner skeleton. I mean, a fool would have to say that the human body came about by blind evolutionary processes. Seriously, someone's got to be an absolute fool to think that. There's a name for those people. They're called atheists. Now, see if I can take this corner here, because we don't want to get caught behind that light. All right, we're going to go up into some twisties here. Now, before we get started, I have the solution to the politicians that want to take away the guns. Now, don't you think this is weird that someone will go shoot up a bunch of people with whatever weapon they're using, rifle, shotgun, AR-15, AK, whatever. And then the evil Democrats, I call them demon-crats, they say, yep, we need to take away my gun. What did I do? That's so stupid. Someone else does something and then I get punished for it. That's just so stupid. Let me give you an example of how stupid that is. Imagine if someone did road rage with their vehicle. And actually that happens like every week. We hear about someone having road rage. And remember that one time that man went to some rally and he mowed down all these people with his vehicle? Hold on, my nose itches here. And imagine this. Imagine you and I are driving in our car and some nut job mows down a bunch of people in his vehicle. So the government comes to us and says, hey, Shock, and whoever you are, whatever your name is, you need to turn your vehicle in. And you and I are like, what the hell? Why do we got to turn our vehicle in? Well, because this other guy used the vehicle and he went and killed a lot of people with road rage. Don't you guys see how stupid that is, that you would have to be punished for something you didn't even do? And so we would say, well, go take that guy's vehicle away. Well, we would, but he had a shootout with the police and he's dead now. Okay, well, problem solved. No, not solved. You need to turn your vehicle in. Now, before you laugh at that analogy, there's more vehicle deaths than, deaths where someone's even shooting someone. But the solution of taking the person's Second Amendment rights away when you didn't do it, that's bizarre to me. Now, let's be honest. And by the way, we had a donkey alert over here. Keep your eyes out. I'm not making this up, for wild donkeys. Bob Barker? He used to be for this donkey, what do you call it? A donkey... That word eludes me. Protecting donkeys and keeping them wild out here in this area. And so the donkeys are like rabbits. They're multiplying. And so you'll be going around a corner on the motorcycle here. I bet you we see some. And lo and behold, you'll see a donkey. So make sure this is, or 2 or 3 or 4 donkeys. Make sure this is on full screen. But back to the solution to these shootings. Well, it used to not be this bad, but now we teach people that, they're just evolved animals and there is no spirit, there is no soul. This is what they're being taught. If you teach kids in school that they're just animals and then you don't say anything else, like that they're endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You're just teaching them they're animals. Well, of course they're going to act like animals. We shall reap what we sow. The problem's not this inanimate object, the gun, any more than the problem is the vehicle. The problem's with the person. If I'm on my motorcycle right now and someone sees me, and let's say they're a militant atheist, and they see me and they go, hey, I recognize that motorcycle. That's Shock of God. And they run me over and kill me. My friends and family are not going to say, oh my gosh, these dangerous vehicles. No, they're going to want to sue the person that did it to me. It's so stupid. So why are the Democrats so against the Second Amendment? Hold on, my nose is... Hold on, I got to adjust the microphone here. It's literally up against my lip. There we go. Okay. Much better. So, I believe because the Democrats, they do not like, and we're going to have to pull over, this microphone's just too loose here. They do not like the Second Amendment. This is a very powerful thing. The Second Amendment was put there in place to protect us from a tyrannical government. And I'm going to try one last time for the mic, guys, and we may have to pull over. Let's play it safe and pull over here by the cross. The 2 crosses. And then we're going to get into the 5 stupid things that atheists say. Let's do a little UE here. Okay, hold on. Put it in neutral. have to take this glove off. So, don't you find it suspicious that the Democrats are for taking away our gun rights, the Second Amendment rights? Almost got it. Almost. It's a really powerful, there we go, very powerful clip in here. So I don't believe that the Democrats are really caring about our safety. I believe they want to take away our Second Amendment rights, which is why someone's got to be an idiot to vote Democrat. So all they got to do, go ahead, brother. All they got to do is talk about, and this is one of the stupid things on the list here, atheists are part of the problem, not the solution. All they got to do is talk about the value of the human being, the value of life, and how we're all made in God's image. Atheists, Muslims, myself, you and I, we're all made in God's image. This is why I am pro-life. All right, let's get on this. We're behind schedule. So that would cut down a lot on these shootings. I mean, if you're teaching people they're just animals, and you don't talk about God, you don't talk about objective morality, of course things are going to get worse. Now, they made it legal in New York where you can kill a baby in the womb or even outside the womb. I'm sorry, I as a Christian cannot vote Democrat. If you're willing to hold on, thought that guy was cutting over here. If you're willing to go ahead and kill the baby in the womb or outside the womb, you do not get my vote. All right, so let's talk about some of the stupid things that atheists say. So you know how atheists say if they don't see it, if they can't see it, it doesn't exist. This just doesn't make any sense. There's more things that exist that the atheist has never seen and can't see than things that exist that they have seen. Let me repeat, there's more things that exist that the atheist hasn't seen. I can talk about the uncountable stars and different planets and things in our solar system. I could talk about humans that exist that the atheist hasn't seen, yet they exist. It's just, it's so stupid when they say that. That obviously doesn't make any sense. And just to kind of segue on that, you know how they say, if you don't see it, it doesn't exist until you see it. That's what they'll say. That idiot Matt Dillahunty with the Atheist Experience show, that's what he says. He says the null hypothesis is it doesn't exist until you see it. Now, I'm going to show you how Matt Dillahunty's totally absolute idiot. Look at this vehicle in front of us. I don't know if the person has a cell phone in their car, but I don't see it. But the cell phone could actually be there. It would be idiotic of me to say it doesn't exist until I see it. It exists whether I see it or not, if it's there. Here we go. We're going to take the pole position. This is lane splitting. They let you do this in California. So, that whole thing about unless you see it, it doesn't exist is the dumbest thing, that's the lamest thing that Well, there's so many lame things atheists say, but it's not even rational to think that way. Again, the guy could have had a cell phone. Of course, I can't see it, but it's not rational to say that it doesn't exist. It could actually be there. Now, you know how atheists say, well, the Bible was written by man. Okay? They'll say the Bible was written by man. Let's talk about this. See that green arrow right there? Didn't a man or a woman install that green arrow that just told me to turn right? Just because something was written by men, look at the speed limit here, 40. Yeah, but it's written by man. Well, there's still repercussions if I don't avoid that, if I don't follow that 40 mile per hour speed limit. If there's a cop here and I'm flying by at 80 and it's 40 and the cop pulls me over and I say, well, but the sign was written by man. Duh, I'm a dumb atheist. I'm going to get a ticket. And the cop's going to like laugh at me right in my face. So, is it not true that the writings of Darwin were written by man? Is it not true that Richard Dawkins' The God Delusion was written by man? So, the fact that someone says it's written by man is absolutely stupid. Now let's talk about how the atheists will say Satan killed less than God. So let's talk about this. There's so much wrong with that. Go around this corner first. First of all, what type of atheist is it that says God killed people? You got to be the dumbest atheist ever to admit that God judged the world and killed people. I mean, that's a dumb atheist. I've been in debate, and these guys, I'll put some debates I've had right below this video here. And these guys in debate that said, oh, they're going to do brilliant, they were horrible. They started saying, hold on, my nose itches again. That microphone, the clip, keeps hitting my nose. So they were saying, like, the topic of the debate was, does God exist? As a matter of fact, I did a debate, a long debate with Steve Shives. You can put it right below here. You can see it right below here, I should say, the below the video link, you know, in the description. And by the way, we're coming up to some twisties. It's going to be a blast. I'll take you through some good G-force twisties. And so, if you're debating an atheist and the topic is, does God exist? And the atheist says, God killed people, you just won that debate. But atheists are so stupid. Do you know, out of all the worldviews to show that are wrong, atheism is easiest? Did you know that? It's so easy to show that it's wrong. I have more respect for someone that said they believe in Zeus than an atheist. I have more respect for a Muslim that isn't militant, you know, more like a conservative Americanized Muslim, that at least believes that there had to be a creator, than an atheist. I mean, you got to be a complete nut job to think that nothing exploded and now we have humans on the planet, which is what you have to believe when you are an atheist. I'm just catching like every light here. So let's talk about how how atheists say that God killed more than Satan. And I always let them hang themselves in debate. I admit that God judged the world and killed some people. I admit that. But do you know that Satan actually killed more people than God? And I'm not talking about bad people that Satan killed. Satan killed sweet, innocent people that didn't deserve to be judged. So let me give you an example. God creates man and woman, puts them in a beautiful paradise, beautiful garden. They have the best of health. There's no pollution. There's no disease. Satan comes along, and this is where they say that Satan only killed 2 people. This shows the atheist ignorance. But anyways, they're admitting not only God exists, but Satan exists, so you automatically win the debate. But anyways, they say that, yeah, it's true that Adam and Eve died because, this is what the atheists say, I kid you not, because Satan tricked them. But God destroyed the world in the flood. I will grant them fact 1 and fact 2, but you could say something that's true and leave out other information. For example, if I say that's a car in front of us, it is a car, but I'm leaving out how many miles per gallon it gets, I'm leaving out what type of gasoline it takes, I'm leaving out. So when the atheist says Satan killed 2 people, referring to Adam and Eve, this is true, but they're leaving out all the other people he killed. And I believe this is, yeah, we're coming up to the place we're going to go through the twisties. You're going to love this road, you guys. It's a blast. So, is it not a fact, you could read scripture, that there were no disease before Satan brought this sin into the world? Here we go. This is it. So, Satan brings disease into the world. These are the twisties. We're coming up to the mountains here, up there where you can see. Satan brings disease into the world. And not only do Adam and Eve die when they were not going to die if they would have just trusted God. You see how God has our best interest in mind and Satan doesn't. But then Adam and Eve's children die. Their children die. And yes, the viewer of this video, you will die. And I will die. Otherwise, we would have lived forever. I mean, we're going to die, physically. As a Christian, you're going to live forever. You're going to have a glorified body, etc. But every single funeral you've gone to is the fault of Satan. When your grandma passed, you might say, well, no, she smoked like a chimney. Well, even if she smoked like a chimney, there were no death prior to the fall of Adam and Eve when Satan brought cancer into the world, AIDS into the world, heart disease into the world. You'd be able to eat Big Macs every single day and not worry about heart disease, hardening of the arteries. You wouldn't have to worry about stroke or heart attack or anything like that. But Satan rears his ugly head, and now, because of Satan, every single person, all your family members, my family members, you and I, my brother or sister, we will die. So when you really add it up, Satan has killed more people. It is true that God destroyed the earth in the flood, but still, that is less people than what Satan has caused. Let's see if I can go over this faster. I'm trying to... Alright, good. Trying to cut down on those bumps. work ahead. Okay. What are some other funny things that atheists say? So, they'll say there's no objective morality. And let me tell you, if there's one thing that you believe is always wrong, if there's one thing that's wrong, no matter what, no matter who disagrees or agrees with it, for example, rape. If rape is always wrong, then God exists. If there's even one thing that is objectively, morally wrong, then God exists. Because on atheism, if there is no God and everything is subjective and we're just animals without any spirit or soul, then everything would be permissible. But if there's just one thing that is objectively wrong, then God exists. If there's one thing that is objectively good, then God exists. Is helping someone that you see beat up on the side of the road and helping them and getting them some medical help, is that always good? If they're innocent, they're not like a murderer. Someone sweet and innocent, a little girl, beat up on the side of the road, is it always good to help her? Of course it is. It's objectively good to care for children. It's objectively wrong to abuse children. Now, if you say, yes, these are objective goods and objective evils, then God exists. But atheists want to say that morals are just subjective. This is why recent polls and studies show that atheists are the least trusted group in society. Would you trust someone like an atheist that says rape is not necessarily wrong? Because that's what they say when they say all morality is subjective. Would you trust someone watching over your cash register if they were an atheist and they said, well, stealing's not really objectively wrong? Is that someone you could trust? Of course not. This is why atheists, they were awarded the booby prize of the most distrusted group in society. Do you know that when parents were asked from a list, who do you want your child to marry? And they listed Christian, Jew, like a Hindu. They listed all these different types of people, conservative, liberal, and then they said atheist, and at the very bottom, below Muslim, below liberal, at the very bottom of the list, the last choice who parents wanted their kids to marry was atheist. Again, the booby prize. But if this is a problem why they say there are no moral objectives. I was in a debate with this guy named Mickey, and a Christian radio show asked me, hey, would you come on the show? This guy wants to debate, and we think it would be great if you debated him. And I never even heard this guy in debate, so I studied real hard and had all my debate down, all the arguments I was going to use, and the guy was horrible. And in debate, he was saying that morals are subjective. Like, to some people, rape is okay and there's nothing wrong with it. And to other people, rape is bad. But that he doesn't get it. What I'm talking about is it bad even if the rapist thinks it's good? It's still bad. Rape is bad. That's what I'm talking about when I say objective moral values. They're good or bad values regardless of what anyone thinks. For example, is killing Jews in the Holocaust evil? Yes. Now, if we were to ask Hitler, was killing Jews in the Holocaust evil, and he said no, objective morality means it's still evil, but Hitler is not following the following the objective truth that gassing Jews is objectively evil. You get it? So I'm in this debate with Mickey, and he's saying rape is subjective. So I got him in debate. I said, give me one instance where rape is okay and justified. And if you can't give me an instance, then God exists and objective moral values exist. And he said, well, some people think it. I said, I'm saying, give me an instance, give me a circumstance, an actual real life circumstance where rape is okay. And then he kept evading, and I said, don't evade, Mickey. I'll put these debates right below here. You could hear me saying that. The actual clip from the debate. And he goes, rape is never okay. And I said, thank you. God exists. You just admitted that there are objective moral values. But on atheism, why would there be objective moral values if everyone's just an animal and there is no right and wrong? There's no animal 10 commandments. Doing, brother? Now, October 3rd, ladies and gentlemen, is Bring Your Bible to School Day on Fox News, CNN, ABC, PMSNBC. You are going to hear and see on video hundreds of thousands. I'm going to predict over 700,000 people are going to bring their Bible to school. Public school, public government-run, godless, liberal, indoctrinating socialist schools. So watch for that. All right, you ready? Let's get on it. So, as you know, I have been challenging atheists all around the world to answer one simple, itty-bitty, teensy-weensy question. And they have not been able to answer it. The question, as you know, ladies and gentlemen, there's only about 3 more months left. Because, well, 4 more months left. Wait, October, November, December, 3 more months left. September's gone, basically. So we're going to have October, November, December, 3 more months, my atheist friends. And if you're not able to answer the Shock of God challenge, this will be the 11th year that my atheist friends have failed it. Look right below here for a video of the Atheist Experience Show failing the Shock of God challenge. You know who else failed it? Godless Engineer, the amazing atheist Richard Dawkins, Christopher Hitchens when he was alive on this planet. So this is another stupid thing that atheists say. When I say, because it's a trap question, I'm gonna tell you something. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell the atheist. But here's the trap. What's that dude doing? Atheists always go around claiming God doesn't exist. And if you make the claim, you must give an argument for that. So, whatever argument they were to give, I could easily destroy it with one Bible page-turning finger. But all joking aside, I know that when I ask that question, they're going to wave the white flag and retreat and say, well, I'm not claiming God doesn't exist. They always say that. They will say, I'm not claiming God doesn't exist. I'm just saying I don't believe in it. Totally irrelevant. That's the lamest response you can give as an atheist. You saying you don't believe in something does not prove that atheism is accurate and correct. Because I want to show you something. If you and I, my atheist friend, are in a debate, and the debate is on the topic of, does God exist? And I say, well, I'll let you go first. You say, as an atheist, I don't believe God exists. And I say in debate, I don't believe atheism is true. You're claiming that I'm wrong, I'm claiming that you're wrong. So who won the debate? Who won the debate? We're both equal when you really think about it. Because I haven't given any argument so far within that debate that God doesn't exist. When I say I disagree that atheism is true, and you say you disagree that theism is true, you lack a belief in God, neither one of us have won the debate. We're at a tie. But all I got to do is bring up one argument, and this tilts the debate on my side, on the side of Christian theism. I talk about Jesus Christ and the prophecies that came true. I tilt it more by talking about the cosmological argument. Whatever begins to exist has a cause. The universe began to exist, therefore the universe has a cause. The cause cannot be matter, space, time, or energy, because all those things came into existence. In other words, the universe can't create itself. I talk about the ontological argument. I talk about the teleological argument, which talks about the fine-tuning of the millions and millions of things that had to go just right for us to have life here on this planet. And you see, all you have, my atheist friend, is you don't believe in God? Huh! That's the lamest argument. That's not even an argument. You're just telling us about your state of mind. So, ladies and gentlemen, only 3 more months left. Will atheists be able to prove that atheism is accurate and correct? Or will 2020 get here just like 2019 did, with them failing? Just like 2018 did? Just like 2017 did? Just like 2016 did? 15, 14? I mean, they've never been able to provide proof and evidence that atheism is accurate and correct. And you know, atheists say that they're just animals. My atheist friends, listen, woof woof is not an argument that proves atheism is accurate and correct. If you think you're evolved from pigs, oink oink is not an argument that proves atheism is accurate and correct. If you think you're a chicken, and most atheists are, bok bok does not prove that atheism is accurate and correct. 3 more months, folks. 3 more months. Will atheists be able to do it, or will they fail like they did in 2019? I know where my money's at. They're going to fail again. Wah, wah.